Welcome to Jupiter Inlet, not only one of the most popular inlets in the east coast of Florida, but also one of the most dangerous. As we take a tour of the inlet itself, Jupiter Lighthouse, we're going to take a ride around Bert Renalds State Park, down the intercoastal waterway, and just talk about what Jupiter has to offer in general. As you can see here, the inlet seems pretty calm right now, but believe it or not, that previous footage you just see was shot on the same day, just a few moments earlier. The way this inlet's designed and the bottlenecks going out, anytime you have multiple boats going through, it causes the waves to churn up pretty bad. So regardless of the size of your boat, when you're coming through here, and as you see this little flats boat going out right now, there is an area where the current's being driven out pretty strong. You put multiple boats in there and it gets pretty dangerous, so just be aware of that if you're coming into Jupiter Inlet. Now that we've got your attention, let's slow things down a little bit and see what else Jupiter Inlet has to offer. Like and subscribe, and at the end we'll crank it back up. This is Lo and I coming into the Jupiter Inlet on our Key West 22-foot center console. As you can see, it's a very narrow inlet, and you have to be careful for that shifting sandbar. So whenever you have approaching boats, just, be aware and give way. Over to our left up here, you're going to see here in just a moment the entrance to the lagoon. A little further up, we're going to pass by the Lighthouse, and I'll talk about that. And we'll head over to the Bert Renalds State Park, usually where we take a moment and just relax. And then we're going to look at the intercoastal, and I hope you enjoy the entire trip here. Jupiter Lighthouse, and this used to be an old Coast Guard station that's been converted to a park that you can go up to the top of the lighthouse and you can see for miles. This house you see over here on the right, that was the commander's house. Not a bad view. And then of course they've built a museum that we're looking at on the right now. You can go in and just learn a little bit of history about the old State Coast Guard command station. And here we're actually looking to our left, and that's some of the sport fishers that go out. And of course you see this center console over here, and there is a triple 32-footer coming up beside it, so there was always somebody bigger than you are. Could you imagine taking that thing out? There's not much you couldn't do on it. It's 60-some foot long. There is, at any given time, I don't care how big of a boat you see in Jupiter, you're going to see one bigger. And here we're just pointing out that Jupiter Lighthouse. And this is my wife. We went up to the top, I think for $5 or so. You can go up there and look out around. And this area right here is a bunch of banyan trees that they've created in an area that you can just go in and relax. I mean, just how gorgeous is this? Just to take the kiddies and enjoy. Coming up here, we're headed back towards the inlet. We're gonna take a left up here, and this is the intercoastal waterway. A lot of people beach their boats. They come out and they enjoy the summer. And look how clear this water is. A little further up, you can see there's another marina and a bridge leading over to Jupiter Island. Now, further down the intercoastal, homes both on the mainland side and on the island side, and of course the people that live here, they have plenty. You know, they have some of the most beautiful homes and some of the most beautiful boats you ever see. We come out and, you know, we're in our center console. Mine's 22 foot. You got the 30 footers, and then of course you see these, I would call them, you know, sport fishers or yachts, but this is the boats they bring out on the weekend. This here is actually Bert Renalds Park. You can rent stand-up paddleboards, you can rent canoes. I don't know what this guy's riding, but it's kind of cool. And this is a little day dock. I'm going to do a video one day about Bert Renalds and what he's actually done for Jupiter. But this is a pretty awesome place. My wife and I come down here and just walk around. We park the boat on this day dock and enjoy the park itself. This here's the lagoon. As you can see, people come out here and they just wade out. Some of them use the paddle boards. It's a pretty good size area. There is a park across the other side of the lagoon over there that the kids have plenty of place to play, and there is a lifeguard on duty, as you can see. And here we're just walking up to the inlet itself. There is a area that you can walk all the way down out on the jetty. On a day like today, the water's churning pretty good. There's always water churning, and
there's always a very strong current here.
Yeah, Laura and I actually came down here and caught ourselves going to do a little snorkeling off of Juno Beach Pier, right?
Yeah, yes.
About a mile from here, and I jumped in and she was yelling at me.
Itself, just because you see the buoys in the water does not mean they're meant for everybody to tie off on. They were actually for water rescue.
Yeah, actually.
We found out after talking to Coast Guard or lifeguard.
Lifeguard, yeah. Look how close this guy is to the rocks. Like I said, there's a floating sandbar. The locals know it well. If you ever come down here and you pull your boat down here, you need to do a little research on the local inlets, because every one of them has its own unique problems or issues, whatever you want to call it. And there is a little walk that you can walk down, and it's got protected rails and everything.